Have you ever wondered how the world's most powerful tech giants were born? Was it pure genius or brilliant copying? Let's travel back to the wild early days of Silicon Valley, where Steve Jobs and Bill Gates blurred the line between creativity and imitation. Was innovation really about inventing from scratch or about stealing smarter? Two names, two visions. The rivalry between Steve Jobs and Bill Gates would shape the digital world forever. It all began in a tiny garage in Los Altos, California, in 1976. Steve Jobs brash, passionate, endlessly ambitious. And Steve Wozniak the gentle genius, happiest with a soldering iron. Together, they dreamed of making computers for everyone. But they weren't alone. Every week, they joined the Homebrew Computer Club, a secretive gathering of dreamers, rebels, and tech nerds. Here, nothing was truly original. Ideas, designs, and even bits of code were freely swapped, borrowed, and improved. From that shared energy, the Apple I was born. Was it truly original? Maybe not. But it was the first to bring so many great ideas together, a remix that changed the world. Before Apple, Jobs and Wozniak were already drawn to the edge of the possible. They read about phone phreakers, people who hacked phone systems to make free calls. What if we could build our own device? They wondered. Wozniak, the technical wizard, figured out the secret codes. Jobs, the relentless salesman, saw a business opportunity. Together, they built the Blue Box, a device that could trick the phone company's system, letting anyone call anywhere for free. At night, they prank called the Vatican. By day, they secretly sold blue boxes to students across the Bay Area. Were they criminals? Geniuses? Maybe both. Years later, Jobs would say, "Without those blue boxes, there wouldn't have been an Apple." Across the country, a young Bill Gates was reading a magazine in his Harvard dorm. He saw the future. The Altair 8800, a computer with no software. What if we could build something for it? He said to Paul Allen. An idea took hold, and a company was about to be born. The truth? They hadn't written a single line of code. But Bill Gates boldly promised Altair's makers that they had a language ready. He and Paul Allen pulled all-nighters, piecing together ideas borrowed from older languages. Finally, with just hours to spare, they finished BASIC for Altair. They tested their code on the Altair 8800. It worked. Microsoft was born that day. Not just a company, but the beginning of selling software as a business. Bill Gates would soon write an open letter to hobbyists, demanding that software be treated not as a free idea, but as a product. In 1980, IBM, the giant of business machines, faced a new challenge entering the personal computer market. They needed an operating system and turned to young Bill Gates. With classic confidence, Gates said, "No problem. Microsoft can deliver." But there was one problem. Microsoft didn't have an operating system to sell. Gates went searching and found QDOS, Quick and Dirty Operating System, from a small company in Seattle. He bought it for $50,000, gave it a quick makeover, and renamed it MS-DOS. IBM accepted MS-DOS as its PC operating system. But Gates had cleverly kept the rights, so Microsoft could license MS-DOS to everyone, including IBM's competitors. Gates didn't invent DOS, but he sold it to the world. Sometimes, the winner is the best dealmaker. In 1979, Steve Jobs visited Xerox PARC, the secret laboratory where the future was quietly being invented. There, he saw something astonishing: computers with graphical windows, icons, and a mouse. Jobs immediately knew this would change everything. Jobs rushed to bring this idea to Apple. The result: the Macintosh, the first popular computer with a graphical interface. But soon after, Bill Gates and Microsoft revealed Windows. With windows, icons, and a mouse of their own. Jobs was furious. "We showed them everything, but they just took it," he exclaimed. The rivalry was about to turn into a courtroom battle. Apple sued Microsoft for copying the Macintosh. But the court ruled, "You can't own a graphical interface. Great ideas are meant for everyone." That was the spirit of the age. Innovation belonged to all. So, the question remains: where does inspiration end and imitation begin? How do we draw the line between creativity and copying? In Silicon Valley, the line between genius and imitation is always blurry. No one truly creates something out of nothing. Every new innovation is built on the ideas of those who came before. Every masterpiece is a mix of creation and imitation. Jobs and Gates didn't change the world by inventing everything from scratch. They changed it by discovering hidden value and making it their own. What really matters is not just being first, but being faster and more original than anyone else. Enough to truly change the world.